When the station asked me to come back and revive In Gear, it had to be a yes. And throughout this series, I get to do what I do best. This. And really, this vehicle could perform. Now bear in mind that I normally let the tyres down. On this occasion I didn't, because I wanted to see exactly what it had. I got away with it for one reason only. The car is so light. If I've had fun in all the 4x4s that I've been in, I was having twice as much fun in this. Being light, yet being powerful, means that this vehicle could cut through sand like a hot knife through butter. I can only imagine what it would have been like if I'd have actually deflated the tyres and gone further, deeper into the red sands. I believe I could have got this thing airborne. For the first time, I was beginning to see the appeal of such a vehicle. I was beginning to see the appeal of such a car. My mind was being changed. The car had no problem rising. It had no problem creating the sand spray. It was as though the dunes weren't actually there. I didn't need to work the accelerator. I could simply put my foot on it, keep the power constant, and off it went. Definitely the perfect vehicle if you've got a couple of quad bikes and you're going deep into the desert to use them. This car can certainly perform. So to sum up, this car is not an everyday practical car. However, if you want a second car to have some fun in, if you need to transport something deep into the desert, deep off-road, then the GMC Sierra could be for you.
I give up. You really are a hooligan.
Oh, come on, Radhika. This is the Middle East. We've got to test the cars in the Middle East. It's all about sand.
Perhaps that you're right about that. However, that is something that other car shows don't have, do they?
Well, not on a regular basis, no.
So are you going on a trip this season?
What makes you say that?
Well, I remember that from your last episode you had gone on a trip.
The destination was Stockholm in Sweden, and it was a relatively warm 2 degrees Celsius. I left Dubai at 1:40 in the morning, and following a 6-hour wait in Amsterdam, I finally arrived in Sweden. I hope this is going to be worth it. I had to make the most of it, because after that it was a plane trip 25 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle.
Right, now I remember, this show was to test the Saab, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, it was the Saab, but also snow bikes and, have a look at this, the helicopter. And I was quite excited to get my hands on such a machine, although I'm not too sure whether everybody else in the back seemed happy or nervous. Piloting a helicopter here compared to back in the UK has many different challenges. For example, going over the mountain, I needed to be aware of all the air pockets. The air here is actually quite turbulent. It looks beautiful as you're looking outside the windows, but I needed all my senses around me, and I needed both feet, both hands, as well as my eyes in order to keep us all alive. Now, these were 4-stroke Polaris Touring snowmobiles. Quite easy to use. There was no gears, no clutch, throttle was on the right and the brake was on the left. Some of us might say that is really boring, but they're not dissimilar to what you might find in the UAE. Leaning is necessary when you're turning left and right, which the instructor demonstrated so elegantly.
That's right, and lean a bit.
I cannot begin to describe to you how cold it feels here right now. I'm not wearing any gloves because I need to eat and drink, and I can feel frostbite setting in. That's how cold it is.
Test number 2 is what I can only describe as a slalom. They've got lane change as a title of this, but it's a slalom, and the idea is that we're driving fast, steering in and out of these things to see the car's capability with steering. Now, I'm not anticipating too much of a problem. The travelling, the one-day travelling to get here, spending the night on a cold slab of ice, it has all been worth it, so that we can have this amount of fun. Oh, welcome to the Arctic Circle.
Wow! After seeing that, I do hope that they send me abroad to test a car. Well, we're on for a short break, but don't go away. We will be back very soon with that man from Virgin Radio Dubai.